Sarah. Welcome to Grace in My Space. Today we're going to build out this room and I'm going to show you how to go from this to this.
Hold on. Well, let me just stop you. Hi, everybody. Can we just have a second? We're not going to do that. This took a year. You don't get to see it that fast. I know this is instant gratification culture, but show business requires us to set a little bit of anticipation. So relax if you could, sit back. I hope you have a nice bowl of popcorn and you're going to see the journey to how we got to the thing that she was about to show you, but you're not going to see right now. But if you watch the video, you'll see it.
Okay, we'll do that. A quick catch up. This is what the house looked like when we purchased it, and off of the dining room we had a solarium that was quite literally falling apart, so we did an addition instead. Now, if you've missed my previous videos, I did an entire video showing you the process from the dig all the way framing through to where we're at right now on this addition. And now I am at the point where I'm starting to get in there. I'm painting, doing a lot of painting, and we're finally taking the flooring, which we replaced in the rest of the house last year, into the new addition. We purposefully pieced this and left it that way for almost a full year so that once the addition was done, we could carry it seamlessly into the new living room. And I love how it turned out. Now we're going to get to actually decorating this space, bringing furniture in, laying rugs, talking through design decisions. Let's go. Gotta start with a good foundation.
Homepop Chair.
These floors are amazing and I actually really hate to cover them up, but I really enjoy softness underfoot for just everyday life. But in the wintertime especially, we just have so much cold in this climate, and so I want to make sure that we have something soft and cushy. A lot of rugs these days are very thin, so I like a rug pad in addition to give you a little bit extra comfort, but this specific one has like a grippy backing that does not stick and like melt into your floors like a lot of the plastic ones do, and it helps hold your rug in place, and subsequently your furniture also stays in place better.
Like moving in here today?
What?
Are we moving into that part of our house today?
No, I'm just getting the rug down because I want to set up the sofa. And I'm not gonna try and move the sofa without the rug underneath of it already.
Are we?
This is an 11.5 by 15.5. It's a biggin. So nice. A little bit of fringe on the ends, but not like a lot that gets stuck in the vacuum. It's a good compromised kind of rug.
We don't want to do this.
You set it right on the back of the rug there.
This is what's gonna be on that one.
Uh-huh. I mean, it might need to move a little bit, but I gotta build it out first, then we can shift it.
More work!
Furniture that's already
for Owen to play in.
Furniture that's already assembled. Yes. Dream come true. Swivel. It's gonna be more like the back here. That's nice. Comfy. Now, obviously, there's a big thanks to Homepop for sponsoring a portion of today's video. These chairs are fantastic. This is a boucle fabric. It is a barrel back chair. It has really tight construction of the fabric around the arms and the back so that it's really modern, minimalistic, and sleek. There's nothing flowing because it's a swivel. I know. Now, these days, it's extremely rare for a piece of furniture to come fully assembled, but it did. was like it was like better than Christmas morning. We opened the package and just pulled the entire chair out in one piece. It's fantastic. Now let me show you around. Now, one of the main things that I like about this chair is its size. So it's got a cushioned seat, barrel back, and it is the perfect size so that you're comfortable in it. It's not tight, but it's not oversized to the point where it takes up your entire room. So it's really perfect for a cozy corner nook like this next to the fireplace. I currently only have one to show you, but I ordered a second one to flank the other side of the fireplace so that it's a matching set. And I can't wait to show you how that finishes the living room in a future video. Now this is the light gray. There are lots of other colorways as well. I saw the dark brown in person, and that's a really pretty color too. You can check out every option that you can get in this beautiful chair via the link in my description. Now, our main use for this right now is for morning coffee. It's the best. A book, a cup of joe, which I really need to get right now, and we're swiveling and we're looking out our view through the deck, and we're looking through our completed home after a full year of construction. And this just feels like the perfect spot to just like sit in gratitude and just marvel at how far we've come in a year. Oh, I can't wait to get the second one. And then Aaron and I will be like on either side of our cozy fireplace, just enjoying the fruits of our labor. Now, as for the rest of the furniture, I wanted a chaise sofa on this side so that everybody can just be comfortable. That's really was my main goal with furnishings this time. In our last living room, I had some really structured, nice sofas, and I did love them, but I just wanted something extra comfy. This one even has a pull-up chaise where you can actually use it for storage, and it was a really great price. And then I just brought up the coffee table and sofa from our basement family room. Now, this space off of our kitchen has always been intended as my dining room, but while the construction was happening on the living room, we used this space as our living room. So it's so wonderful to be able to bring the dining room table back in and create a dining room once again. And again, I did a lot of painting. The beginnings of the Mantle build. Our contractor is site building it piece by piece. It steps out, it'll go over, it'll step back out again, and then it'll return to the wall with some cove. So it'll define it really nicely, and then I'm gonna stain it to match in the kitchen. And this will be a great temporary solution until we maybe do stone down the road. Could be a year, it could be 10 years, I don't know. But it'll look very nice in the meantime. Isn't she pretty? I gave my contractor a photo of something similar that I wanted, and he just site built it for me. So now it's up to me to finish the mantle. I have to stain it. There are 3 different species of wood. This bottom piece of cove is pine, all the flat pieces are aspen, and this piece of cove crown is maple. So with 3 different kinds of wood, I need to do a lot of testing of my stain to make sure that it doesn't look like a zebra stripe. I want it to all be the same color stain when I'm finished with it. So that might mean that like the maple might need a different color stain than the aspen does. And so now I'm off to do some experimenting. My hope was to use some pre-conditioner, a wood conditioner, to give it the best chance of taking stain really nicely. And I was really hopeful at this point in time because I loved the color. But you know what? Stain is tricky. Stain is tricky. Wood all takes stain differently. And once I started wiping it, I was like, this is one coat of Minwax Walnut Gel Stain, and it's really lovely, but in the right lighting, if I get a bit closer, there we go. You can see it really pulls out a lot of pink undertones, and it also feels really rustic and unfinished to me. So I've been playing with some stain combos, adding layers of stain, adding poly, adding a poly shade, which is like a stain and poly combo. And I'm feeling like this bottom corner might be my winner. But I'm really nervous to move forward because anything I do is undoable. The next layer I decided to go with was called a poly shade. It's a stain poly combo. The goal is to do like a 2-in-1. I did not personally love working with it. I felt like the stain portion mixed with the poly too much and then it didn't soak in quite as well as I'd hoped. So I did a lot of very fine steel wool to kind of blend that and take a little bit of the sheen out. And then I added edge banding because those top pieces and along the side was end grain and it just does not take stain the same as the face of a board. And so I put some edge banding on there and am so glad that I did. It really finished off the front face of the mantle. And in the end, I really do love how it turned out. So rich and beautiful. Now, one of the things that I think can be deceiving watching something like this come together in one consolidated video is that it feels like it was super easy. Everything came together in a couple of days, but really this is weeks of work, weeks of designing on the back end, months even, to come to the conclusion of what furniture and what colors to bring in and how to stain the mantle and what area rug would be best for our family. And so seeing all of this in the end result, in the culmination of weeks of hard work, is such a rewarding thing. I can't believe how far we've come. I have put so many hours into staining this mantle. I am very glad that I did the walnut banding here to cover up those end grains. It took the stain so much better. This is the color that I want the entire mantle to be, which makes sense because I wanted the walnut, that chocolatey walnut color. But short of rebuilding it all in walnut, it's gonna take some effort to get those red tones out. For now, we're just gonna enjoy it. We chose a gas fireplace, which I love, the real flame, but the convenience to just flick it on with the switch. And then I started to actually decorate the space. It's so wonderful to be able to see our dining room from the living room, looking into the other side of the house, and just really enjoy a completed home where if I can look from one room to the other, I'm not looking into a room filled with furniture and construction dust. It is feeling amazing to be at this point of our home remodel. Now, if you have a situation like I do where you're looking at the back of your sofa from any angle in the house, especially from like a kitchen or a dining room like I am, looking in, this isn't the necessarily prettiest view that you could have. So my original design plan was going to be to have a console table here, which I could decorate. I could do seasonal decorations. It could also serve as like a makeshift coffee table for people to put their drinks on behind the sofa. But once we got the furniture in place, it was just too cramped until I find something that's maybe only like 6 inches wide. So for now, the way to pretty up your sofa is with a throw. I found this one and I loved it, and it was $70 on Etsy. And then I Google searched it and I found it for $36 on eBay. So always Google search your images because you'll definitely, almost definitely find it cheaper somewhere else that you can. At least I saved over half off. So that was a fantastic little deal. I really liked the pattern on this. It felt kind of antique and it brought in the browns that I was wanting to add. And I'll be honest, it's mostly for decor. But if somebody's cold, they can also use the blanket. Not that there's not about 40 other blankets available to them. I still want some of the blue to show there on the bottom of the sofa so that it's not necessarily totally hiding the color, because I bought the color blue for a reason. But it just polishes the whole thing right on up. Tassels laying flat. It's looking good. Now that this space is complete, I want to just really quickly talk through a couple of decorating decisions that I made in this space. This room is much more masculine than any room I've ever designed, and that was not necessarily intentional in the fact that I wanted it to feel masculine. I did it because I wanted to hide the dirt. If you've never designed a room based on wanting to hide the dirt, then you must be a very clean family. This room gets used the heaviest out of all of our rooms in the entire house. Our living space is just where our family naturally gathers. We don't necessarily break up into rooms. Like, our kids aren't ever spending time in their own bedrooms. If we're in the family room in the basement, it's only because we're watching a movie together. So this is where we live. We live here. It never looks this clean, let me tell you that right now. And so I wanted the sofas to, number one, they could not be white because I did not want to constantly be cleaning them. So that's why I went with this medium blue. And then the leather sofa we already owned, and I knew that it would work really great up here. It's actually a really comfortable sofa. If you saw my video in the basement, you know there's some grease stains on it that I can't get out. They're still there, let's be honest. And then choosing the area rug had the same mentality. I knew coming in off the deck, definitely could not be a white rug because that would show every speck of dirt and mud from the outdoors. But I didn't want it to be dark. So this is a lot of beautiful patterning in it, which will mask the dirt, but also remain really neutral for this space because I didn't want something dark on the floor when all the furniture is dark, the fireplace is dark, this cabinet is dark. And so a dark floor would have really made the room feel a little bit too dungeony and maybe too, I don't want to say masculine. I just wouldn't have liked it. Now let's talk color scheme very quickly. So I wanted blue because I've never had a blue living room before where there's blue accents. Usually I do green, and I just wanted to maybe lighten the mood a little bit. And so blue is the main focal point, but it's really only brought in through a little bit of upholstery with pillows and with the sofa and blankets. The room obviously is white because I love using white on the walls in a living space. It allows me to change out everything else whenever I want to without having to consider what the walls are going to look like and how they're going to match what I'd like to change the room to. Also perfect because then I can seasonally decorate without any thought of, will it clash with my walls? And then you'll notice that I brought in the beautiful color of these curtains with some pillows, some throw blankets. It's also in the area rug. And this color on a curtain rather than white colors or even a pattern, I'm really in love with it because it really breaks up all of the white in the room and it gives a little bit of grounding to the space, and it's still neutral though. Let me show you. They're so pretty. Now the camera's not a big fan of how sunny it is outside right now. But on this window, I went with a linen curtain. They are not light blocking. I didn't want them to be light blocking. I just wanted them to provide that little bit of privacy in the evenings and then also to dull the intense light that we do get in through this window. But I love how light and airy they are. And then on the windows flanking the fireplace, I did the exact same fabric and the exact same color. It's a linen, it's beautiful, but on these windows, I put a blackout lining on it because this is a west-facing wall and the sun coming in the evenings is absolutely blinding. And so I needed something on these windows to really block the sun and also for more privacy because there's houses on that side of us. I love how the curtains just really set off this space. They're a beautiful quality. They were a custom order because of the height of our ceilings and also our needs. It's very hard to find something where you can get the exact same color and the exact same fabric with either a blackout lining or no blackout lining. And also we had these ordered as trained, meaning that the pleats that are in them is trained all the way down to the ground so that in this tight corner, they stay tight and they stay where you put them and they're not really flowy. Whereas over here, they're much more flowy and they're not obtrusive by any means, but these ones are not trained and that gives a little bit of a softer look. As far as colors go, I also did want to repeat the wood tone that's in our kitchen cabinets, that back wall paneling, and then bring that into the new addition with the mantle so that it really flows seamlessly since you can see from one end of the house to the other. Now, can we very quickly just throw in some real life? Okay. I have this cord, which I need to attach it to the wall, and I'm gonna. It goes underneath the sofa, and it comes here, and I've created a charging station with this. I've got a surge protector in here with multiple ports, and all of our devices are plugged in, and then I have it wrapped cord-wise and then labeled with what Owen's computer, what device it goes to. And then every single device, this is only 2 of our 5 devices that are usually out here. Each of the kids have a school laptop and I have my laptop, and they all just slide right in here every night and can charge safely with the surge protector. And also at the same time, get out of here, we have a place to put our headphones for the kiddos. So this has solved so many problems. Normally, the cords would just be everywhere. They would be on every surface. They'd be out of every wall. This is a cute way, I thought, to organize the cords. We'll link up all of the cord wraps and the surge protector and all of the things that go into making something very simple, but very family friendly. Like I said earlier in today's video, I have this chair here and the next one is coming and it will go here. We'll have to adjust the fiddle. This is Faye the fiddle. When I got her, she was this tall and she survived me for 7 years. So I'm pretty proud of that one, I gotta be honest. But once that final chair comes in here, Erin and I will be right here. This will be our spot. Cannot wait. This process started to do our home remodel in October of 2023. It is October of 2024. An entire year later, we are officially done. I mean, we still have to do the staircases that are particle board steps right now, but that's not even worth thinking about at this point in time. We can't believe, honestly, the amount that has been completed in a year. It's a lot more that we were anticipating, to be quite honest. And while we had thoughts that we were going to do in addition, this exceeded our expectations in so many ways, and we're so grateful and pleased to have it and to be done and to finally just be able to live in our home. Thank you for following along. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing this process, seeing this journey, seeing how we pulled together the spaces, and I have so much more to come. I cannot wait to film holiday content for you guys, to decorate for Christmas, which I did not get to do at all last year because we were under construction, and just to live in this space. Now, throughout this entire process, I have gotten so many questions about how we knew what to do, how we knew how to get quotes, how we knew what was possible architecturally and structurally, how we knew how to design the process. And all of these questions are a really great topic of discussion that I think would be wonderful for an upcoming video. So I would love in an upcoming video to take you through the steps that it takes to do a home remodel and how to do an addition, because they are 2 very different processes. And I think it would be a very valuable process to go through for those of you who are like, I would like to consider doing a project, maybe not this intense, but maybe 1 room remodel or 1 addition. What steps do I take? How do I get started? Where do I look first? And I would love to answer those questions for you in a video. So if you have either home remodeling or new construction or new addition questions, or even if it's just, I want to redesign a room, but I just don't know the steps to take to start, drop those questions in the comments and I would love to address those in an upcoming video where we talk about all things remodeling, building, and design. Once again, thank you to Homepop for sponsoring today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more to come. I'll see you next time.